what I liked most about the script was the fact that all of the characters were so different. I think I liked, while there was sort of the through line, there was the loneliness and there was the sort of feeling of loss, as individuals they're all really different people, and I thought for an actor that was a really great challenge, and for a director, like getting that out of the actor and getting sort of the characters to be as different as they can be really excited me. Yeah, absolutely. Richard emailed me the very first draft and we sort of spoke about that and spoke about any bits that didn't work or any bits that Richard wasn't sure of or any bits that sort of needed developing, and then by the time we got to rehearsals, I think it's the same with a lot of new writing, by the time we got to rehearsals we'd find that the odd word wouldn't work or the odd line would sort of be better if it was tweaked a bit. So I had an input in that respect, yeah, and I think we were both really happy with the final version.
The big challenge was kind of how to make each character so different with it just, with it just being me within such a short space of time. The whole play only lasts 55 minutes, and within those 55 minutes, the audience meet and hopefully learn about, four different men from four very different backgrounds. So yeah, the biggest challenge was trying to differentiate, the physicality of it, the voice, the mannerisms, trying to get those things so specific that the audience would know instantly when each monologue started who they were meeting and kind of what was going on really. The character Bernard originally was going to be, he was a young man in an old man's body.
Oh,
yeah. But we soon realised that just didn't fit.
It sort of didn't come across easily, him being a young guy, because obviously Rick is young, so...
Yeah, it didn't fit right.
Yeah.
Originally it was going to be like a Roy Crocker type character, not particularly old, really old in his ways, partly because the inspiration for that character came from somebody in the coffee shop, that I'd met in the coffee shop who wasn't particularly very old, but was just so old in the mannerisms, and that's kind of how that came about. But then he evolved into an old frame
sort of, we both thought it sort of added to the character, like the pathos of the character and things like that, if he was quite old.
Barry is kind of the character I think I possibly maybe relate to the most. When I was writing the play, obviously being from Leeds myself, when I moved to London, something that I kind of really want to explore in the play was the north-south divide, and how the people from Leeds or Birmingham, the differences in kind of London life and London culture really. So yeah, it's really true. Like the things that you say, they are the sort of thing that we both noticed when we came down, and it's like, what? Who says that? What does that mean? Absolutely.
And yeah, I think there's a real truth to that character.
David, I guess you call him the central character of the play. He's the coffee shop owner, and he kind of represents really what the whole play is about.
I think David's a really interesting character. I think, like Rick said, David probably is the sort of the central character in the play, and there's a lot more to his story. I think that story's got the most depth and got the most sort of like it sort of challenges you the most, I'd say. I think whereas the others, especially sort of the comedy characters, you can afford to make them a lot lighter, whereas there's a lot of backstory, there's a lot of history, there's a lot of things that make David who he is.
The audience really kind of learn so much about this character, and ultimately I think possibly a play could even be written just about this coffee shop owner, but I think
David's who the audience have to invest the most in.
Yeah.
I think he starts it and he finishes it.
He's the most extreme character as well. He's very extreme.
He's very extreme.
Very extreme at times, yeah. It's very intimidating at first. When the play starts and come on and enter, you look around and obviously you can see it. You make eye contact with every single person in the room, and at first it was a little bit daunting. But then after a while, you kind of enjoy the fact that the audience become part of the play. So often, as the character of David, I'll sit next to one of the audience members and kind of talk to them and kind of embrace the fact that I'm getting to perform so close to my audience and getting to see their reactions. And you can